it do? What it do, y'all? It's your boy Big J, host of the Beyond the Sports Podcast. Hope y'all are doing good. Um, but we are live. I'm waiting for my guest, the ConMan, to come in. Um, so while we wait for ConMan to come in, we will like start officially start the show. But hopefully y'all are doing good. Um, hopefully y'all are getting some good weather or wherever y'all are at. But we're in the midst of spring, almost summer. So hopefully y'all are enjoying the weather, enjoying the sun. But yeah, we the show will officially start when I get my guest in comment. But it was a great first episode with Maz. We talked about a lot of things: NBA, NFL. Did our mock drafts. I know this is the episode after the NFL draft, so we'll dive into that. Some big storylines that happened during the draft. And then we're going to dive into some NBA talk again with playoff talk. Lakers are down 3-1 right now. How they have the game forced tonight. But yeah, but hopefully everyone's doing good. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. Beyond the Sports Podcast on YouTube. I also do have an article coming out at a little bit afternoon that's going to drop. But yeah, we will get started once the other comment comes in. But feel free to hop in the comments, share your topics that we can discuss. Any thoughts or anything, let me know. Drop them in the comments so we can talk about them during the show. All right. The ConMan.
What's going on, my brother?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Good, man. Can't like I can't be better, man. How you doing?
Hey, everything's good, my man. Everything's good.
I can't remember the last time you were on the show, man. I know a lot's going on in the sports realm. How you doing? Like
It's been a
anything?
minute.
Yeah, of course, man. So yeah, let's dive into the show. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show, man. So I mean, I'm not sure if you follow I mean, I know you follow the NBA deeply, but do you follow the NFL kind of like to a sense?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I'm a little bit of, I know a little bit of something.
Yeah. So how did you were there any? Do you follow a team first of all? Like, do you have a certain team you follow?
You know something? To be honest with you, because I'm old as dirt, I'm just a fan of football, baseball, basketball. I really don't have any favorites. That way, when I do my shows or when I do shows, I can look at things with objectivity. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, do you follow any like players like Lamar Jackson or Pat Mahomes, or do you have anybody that you look at like without following a team? Do you have like any player that you like? Any favorites?
You know what? As far as the NFL is concerned, I keep track on Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
I'm more inclined to look at running backs and wide receivers. I kind of look at what they're doing and what their stats are and how much they contribute to the team that they're presently on.
Gotcha. Let me see. Let me try to get these different. There we go. That's better.
Okay.
But yeah. So when I messaged you about like topics, you did mention the Shedeur Sanders. So like the whole with the whole draft and how like before the like pre-draft, a lot of mock drafts, even myself. I mean, I did a mock draft on my first show last week. And I had Shedeur going at least to the Saints I think at 9, I think. And then they went like a different route. I mean, actually I can pull up the on ESPN the draft board, like the actual one, the official one, so we can look at that for reference. Let me see, ESPN, and then once I pull up, I'll share my screen so y'all can see it. But yeah, I mean, did you follow the draft this year? Like, did you follow any like other storylines at all?
Unfortunately, yes, I have. And what a storyline it's been. Yes, I have followed it thoroughly, to be honest with you, because it intrigued me the fact that how highly Shedeur was ranked or rated, and where he was supposed to go. And when he came out of his sophomore year, he was highly regarded, and a lot of the so-called experts have him going between 1 and 10, and then we all know where he ended up. So yeah, I have definitely had a definite interest.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, all right. So this is like the official draft board. So, and then they do. Once we go down the list, it shows like, the traded picks. So like, so yeah, we got Cam Ward. He was the no doubt overall first pick. He was. I mean, on every mock draft that everyone did, he was number 1 to the Tennessee. Now, I do see that. Not as a strange pick, but kind of a same situation that Shedeur was in last this year. Like how they everyone thought that Will Levis was going to go like in the top first round, and he ended up sliding. So I don't know why they went with Cam Ward when they know they drafted Levis, because I know they had Tannehill, and then they had Malik Willis, which now he's on the Packers now. But I don't know. It's kind of like I mean, yeah, I totally get the pick. But I just don't get why they would draft him knowing they had Will Levis, because usually you would have a veteran at that position and then have Will Levis learn behind that veteran, but now I wouldn't even call Levis a veteran yet because he's still not has proven himself as a quarterback. And then they drafted Ward to be behind Levis. I'm not sure what that plan is with that quarterback room. But the same thing happened to Will Levis, man. Like he was a top pick of Kentucky, top player of Kentucky at the time, one of the top quarterbacks in that draft class, and then he slid down. Like they were showing him on ESPN with his wife or his girlfriend and family just in the draft room, not getting called yet. And then I think he ended up going in the second or third round in that draft. But yeah, like I mean, I get Shedeur is the son of Shedeur Sanders, which brings a lot of baggage to any team that organization would draft. But what were your all right? So like before you get to Saunders, how do you Cam Warren went number one. The surprising thing of the draft was no one saw the Jags moving up to take Travis Hunter. It was either going to be Giants. I saw them Giants taking him. I mean, it was going to be the top 3 picks, no doubt. But Jags were, I think, behind the Cleveland. So Cam Ward number 1, Travis Hunter number 2, because Jags traded up with the Browns to get Travis Hunter, the 2A player. And then 3 was Abdul Carter, which was a good pickup. And then later on in the draft, they drafted back into the draft and then got Jackson Dart, still ahead of Shedeur Sanders. A lot of people had him going to the Giants for Shedeur. So, talk to me, Con. Like, how do you before diving into the whole Sanders thing? Because we can talk about this for like all day. But like, how do you like the first couple picks, like in your eyes?
Well, I think Cam Ward was definitely going to be the first pick no matter what. Now, as far as the second pick, I think they realized that they had someone really special who could go both ways. And they felt that, it was worth moving on up to be able to get the second pick. And then we're going to see. But he's one of a kind. He's very unique in what his skill set is. And I think they felt that, they were getting two players in one. And I think that, they felt it was going to be effective for them as well. As far as the other picks are concerned, I think teams, went based on what was needed and what they felt was crucial to them, improving their teams as well. So overall, I think it was a surprise. But, the Giants, when they ended up picking my man there, they picked him. And then also they were able to get
Abdul
quarterback as well. So now, Abdul. But the only thing about him, he requested to have Lawrence Taylor's number, which I don't.
How do you since you're an OG, how do you feel about that? Because I know ESPN, they were talking about it, how like they would. I mean, to be honest, from my point, I don't think it was disrespectful. I mean, he did ask the man, like, if he could had the number. Obviously, that position, Lawrence Taylor has changed that position for what it is today. But like, it's not like he just I'm taking number 57, I'm taking it without his permission. He did ask, but he did say, it's not yours. Like, go get a number and make a legacy out of that number. But there's certain numbers that you don't take, like 52, Ray Lewis, 20, Ed Reed. I mean, those players that are that modeled that position. But yeah, since you're the OG, man, how do you feel about that? Since you lived in the era of Lawrence Taylor, did you think that was kind of disrespectful for the guy to ask, or did you think that he did the right thing about asking before he wanted to do that number? Or and how do you get that? Yeah.
Okay, let's make a comparison. We'll go Michael Irvin. We'll go Keyshawn Johnson. Those individuals had great careers.
Yeah, of course.
Right. But now when we're talking Lawrence Taylor, his number was retired. So not only are you asking him for the man's number, you're asking him to take his name off, which is a list that's already retired. And also the player who some regard as the eminent defensive player of all time. And I think I don't think it was disrespectful because, like you say, he did ask. Right. But to be honest with you, I knew right when I first heard about him, I knew off the rip that Lawrence Taylor wasn't going to go for that. His number's already been retired. And that would be kind of disrespectful to the NFL if they allowed it. Well, first it has to come from Lawrence Taylor himself. So to answer your question, as an OG, I think that was he had some I'll call scoliosis to even ask, because you're talking that's like me wanting to get Jordan's number. Do you know what I mean? Something of that level and that magnitude. So in my eyes, I think it was absolutely wrong. I think that, but he did ask, and let him do his thing. Let him make his own number. Let him make his own way. You know what I mean? That's what I feel. Do it on your own number, on your own thing, and not try to use someone else's number for your own benefit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it. I don't think. No, like you're 100% right. Like, I mean, I don't think it was disrespectful at all. But like, I mean, yeah, there's certain numbers that you don't touch, like in sports, like 20. Well, yeah, no, because they never really retire. They didn't retire like Jordan's number because LeBron still wears 23. So I mean, but there's certain numbers you don't touch as far as like certain players like Ray Lewis, like Lawrence Taylor, but like you did mention Michael Irvin, like he had 88, but now Lamb had that number. So I mean, there are certain players that you don't like that maybe it's okay for you to take, but definitely, I mean, I think he did the right thing of asking Lawrence Taylor, and I did like Lawrence Taylor's response. Personally, I didn't watch enough of Lawrence Taylor, but I know that he was one of the greatest of all time at that position. I mean, I've definitely seen highlights, and I don't want to like disrespect the man because I haven't really seen him play live, but yeah, there's certain players' numbers that you don't like touch, and like 24, like that's Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? Like, rest in peace. There's other numbers that you don't touch. So I mean, I would have had an issue if he just was like, "Hey, I'm taking this number," didn't reach out to him, but at least he messaged him and like, "Hey, like, can I take your number? Like, it's okay." And Lawrence Taylor defended like, "Nah, you can't." But I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the response and everything.
But something though. I don't mean to interrupt you, but
yeah,
you
go
said
ahead.
You said Lamb. He plays for the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
So now you're talking about the New York Giants. Do you know what I mean? And the history that they had, and the history that Lawrence Taylor had. So I think if he asked for that number on another team, it wouldn't be an issue. But to go ahead and ask for it when you're a former Giant guard, Hall of Fame, I mean the whole nine, that takes a lot of. To be honest, I don't even know why he would even ask. But like you said, he did ask, and he got an answer, and now he'll move on. I think he's going to have a great, outstanding career. I think he's going to make a name for himself and put that question that he had right before his season begins to rest, and he can go and do the damn thing himself.
Yeah, I mean, they did get the pick that they wanted. In Abdul, it's going to be him and Keaton Thibodeau at both ends of the D line. That's gonna be scary to watch. But I just I mean, I did get the Dart pick, but then again, I didn't, because why did they sign Russell Wilson and James Winston?
Exactly.
So that's why I kind of like was kind of questioning their pick. Because I mean, obviously Russell was on Pittsburgh last year, and now Fields is on the Jets, I believe. So why would?
And didn't they also get Jameis Winston too?
Yeah, they did. Which I'm not even hating, because like he can still win games, like for them, veteran QB. Right. But again, I didn't get that. I didn't get the pick. I thought they would go either like a wide receiver, because they need some receivers. All they have is freaking Malik Neighbors. They have I think Sterling Shepard's. He's not on. I don't even know the receiver. I know they have Wanda Robinson.
Right.
But I thought they were going to go receiver, because there was still some good receivers. They had Emeka Obago from Ohio State. I know Isaiah Bond got in trouble and he slid a couple of rounds. But I mean, not even hating on Jackson Dart. I think to be honest, stat wise or like game tape wise, I think Jackson Dart had a little better arm than Shedeur. So I mean, I get the pick, But usually for a team that wants to for instance, they had like Tennessee, they had Ryan Tannehill, then they drafted Will Levis. I mean, Tannehill was supposed to be that bridge player to Willis, but or to Levis, but the point of drafting or trading it for a veteran QB that had one bridge player. Now they had two bridge players. Like I just don't for the Giants because usually now Dart is the third QB on the list.
Right.
Usually that he should be number one if he's top trading back into the draft, but he was at pick 25. They traded back into the draft at the latter round of the first round to get him. But now, man, look at the Browns quarterback room, man. I mean, I get it. Watson is hurt. He had a setback. So I get that. I understand that. Apparently he had an ACL and the recovery had a setback with the injury, so they're going to have more time to come back. But even if he does come back, I don't know if he's going to be the same quarterback as he was in Houston. Then they got veteran Joe Flacco in the building, which I respect. Good arm, older. He's like 45 or 40ish, I think. Then they drafted, or then they traded Pickett. So they got a whole like starting five of quarterbacks in that draft room, and then they got then they drafted a QB before Sanders and
Gabriel, right?
Gabriel, and then they got Sanders a couple picks after that. So I just don't. I mean, I don't think they need a quarterback right now. I mean, obviously they do, because with Watson's lingering the question about his health and everything with his injury. But I mean, you had Joe Flacco. I mean, obviously he might get hurt, but I mean, I thought the NFL had a rule you can only have three quarterbacks and for security reasons. But did you like that? I mean, did you see the Browns picking Shedeur Sanders? Did you see him going late in rounds, or did you see him going earlier in the first round or second round?
Okay, well, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. First and foremost, what a lot of people are not bringing in the pot is that Watson, he still has huge, and I mean huge, guaranteed money. You know what I mean? That's number one. So you got to take that in consideration. With his ACL injury, he may not even be back next year. But when he comes back, that's going to be an issue because they're paying him all this money. That at the end of the day, sometimes that really makes a difference. As far as Flacco, I think he's a great backup. I think he has the experience. I think Shedeur and Gabriel, and I think they can learn a lot. I think Flacco's one of them dudes that I think that he has no problem, giving them guys, the routine, let them know what it's like to be a professional. I think Shedeur, as we all know from his transgressions, that I think it would be ideal for him to have a veteran player of Flacco's talent, ensuring that he learns the game, the ins and outs, reading defenses, the whole nine. I think it's a good move. I don't think they should have took Gabriel. I would have picked Shedeur before Gabriel, if you ask me. But at the end of the day,
still the Browns would have got him anyway. Like, the Browns would have got him regardless.
Exactly. You are absolutely right. So at the end of the day, they got what they wanted. They got a 5th round pick who was supposed to be top 20, and they got it. And you know what? Here's another thing. What your viewers may or may not know. Only the first round is guaranteed. So Shedeur, money is not guaranteed. So if you look at it from that point of view, why not? He has that talent. Hopefully, again, he gets a case of humbleness and comes to work and prove that he was worth a number 1 or number 2 or number 3 pick and performs accordingly. So, I mean, if I was Cleveland, I would have did the same damn thing. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on with that, though. And hopefully they can have the coaching and whatever to be able to deal with the onslaught of the surroundings of having a Shedeur Sanders on your team.
Yeah, I mean, like, just to say what you just said about the Browns, like, and having Joe Flacco in the room. Yeah, I mean, he did win. He is the Super Bowl cornerback, winning quarterback for the Ravens. So he does have that, that championship caliber, quarterback, pedigree, obviously. But I just don't. It's just another awkward pick. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
That because you just said like Joe Flacco, yes, he can be a bridge player to all the quarterbacks in the room because he's the oldest QB in the room. But I
Right.
just don't like Shedeur's one. Joe Flacco is like the last remaining quarterback of the modern era that's kind of like that Phillip Rivers who is not that mobile. He's like a more of a pocket passer, with a gun,
Mm-hmm.
with an arm. Shedeur is like a mobile quarterback. I just don't. It doesn't work. I mean, obviously, Joe can give him that experience and let him learn under him. But it's just they're two different quarterback styles. Like as far as
True.
Joe Flacco, he has an arm and he can still throw the ball like a great quarterback in his prime. But it's just like the way, I mean, even Gabriel, like he's a mobile quarterback. Like we're in the mobile quarterback era where Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels out in DC now. So we're out of that Tom Brady's pocket passer, Phillip Rivers, Joe Flacco probably the last out of a good bunch of pocket passer quarterbacks in this modern day era. I don't know. I just don't see. I don't know if the pick was forced from Shedeur because, he just fell to him. But I mean, there has to be a reason why he slid all the way down from like the first round mock, second round mock to fifth round mock, or fifth round draft pick. So I don't know if it's because his cockiness. I know Dable Dobble, the coach of the Giants, said that he didn't really, do the interview really well, pre-draft interview. So was it because of the owners didn't want to bring all this cockiness and all this baggage, knowing that he's Deion's son? I mean, look at the NBA, LeBron James, and with his son Bronny, like he wasn't a first round pick, but he was a second round pick, 55th pick. I mean, obviously, so. But I guess maybe unfortunately it sucks, but maybe being a son of a great kind of that doesn't help your case of being a top pick because clearly Shedeur was in the top 9, top 10 first round. I mean, I had him going to the Saints. I mean, I had him going because with the whole Derek Carr situation. I mean, I think they needed a quarterback, but I don't know. This is another awkward pick. But hopefully, I mean, I'm not hating on the guy. If he's a good quarterback, good talent. I mean, I had him in the first round, like just as many others did. But I think him going fifth shocked a lot of people, like analysts.
Yes.
They're like, what? Wait, what? Like,
but something.
I mean, I did. Being a Ravens fan, I did think they were going to draft him in Pittsburgh. I mean, I thought because they don't have a quarterback right now. I mean, maybe Aaron Rodgers ? But I mean, I thought he was going to go to Pittsburgh with that pick before we picked our pick.
And us being a Monday morning quarterback, it came out that he didn't participate in the pro combine. That was a no. He didn't. I guess he didn't volunteer or didn't participate in his pro day. Mm-hmm. And then during his interview sessions, he and prior to that, his father was like, no, we don't want to go to that team. His father wanted to dictate what teams he would go to, like per se the Mannings. So I think that had a major effect on, right before the draft, before you even done something to say where you're going to go and where you're not going to go. I think that made a major part of it. I think the owners just didn't want to deal with that. What they felt was a nonsense and an ongoing thing, because now they're not going to have to deal with his dad, and the fact that his dad's going to be critiquing wherever he goes and the coaching and all that. I think the owners was like, nah. He came off. I think if he came off a little bit more humble, I think if he participated in the combine, I think if he participated in the pro day, I think, and him being a little bit more humble, I don't think that would have been an issue. I think he would have been, like you said, he probably went to the Saints or even before that.
I mean, there's so many teams that need quarterbacks right now. I mean, there's select few teams that have their quarterback set. Like Derek Carr is sketchy right now because he's dealing with injuries and everything, and he's older. They don't. I think they had Jake Hayner. I think. I mean, who's that?
Right.
I mean, so. But I mean, I guess with Deion, I mean, not I guess, but because it's real facts that Deion. I mean, you have certain players who have cockiness. Like you have Gary Payton, senior, like the people who
Okay.
talk the stuff, but walk the walk too. Like Dion talked the shit, but he backed the shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like with his play.
Mhm.
So I mean, obviously Shedeur is playing a different position at the quarterback. I think Dion was a cornerback. And I think did he play wide receiver too, right?
In college, he played a little bit, but not in the NFL.
So he was a cornerback then.
Yes.
Cornerback. So I mean, obviously they play two different positions where the quarterback is probably the most probably the biggest and most important position on the field. But Dion was able to talk the talk and walk the walk. So hopefully with Shedeur, he can talk the talk and walk the walk and have that cockiness and back that cockiness up. But I just don't know. I mean, there's so many other. I mean, I guess the Browns do need a quarterback because I mean, obviously they don't know what's going to happen with Watson. I mean, they brought in Joe Flacco, I guess, as their number one starter, but we'll see when OTAs come around, the quarterback battles come around. I mean, hey, if we will know if Shedeur was a first round pick or should have been a first round pick, or if the 5th round pick was right, if the quarterback that drafted the quarterback Gabriel does better than him, we'll see.
All eyes will be on the Browns.
I mean, for sure, because I mean they're in a tough division with. I mean, obviously Steelers don't have a quarterback right now. They're waiting on the Aaron Rodgers decision. But I don't think that's a good pickup because he's older, and I mean I feel like they need a younger QB. Oh, and they got Pickett too. So why would they? I mean, they got Pickett. So I just don't get it. I just don't get the pick. I just don't get the pick. But did you see that? I mean, I'm not sure if you're on social media like that, but I think it was like the 3rd round. I think it was someone prank called Shedeur. That's where I don't like.
Yes,
there was some high school prep kids who faked called one. I don't know how they got the number. They said the Falcons. Because the way it works is Shedeur had his separate phone. Then he had a phone number or phone only for like GM stuff like that to call him for him to be drafted. So someone must have gave him the number. I think it was Albright's son, I think, from in Atlanta. But they prank called him, was like, hey, we're picking you up, and then not come to find out it was a prank call. Like that's one thing I don't like when it might have been funny in the moment, but like imagine about that draft player like getting a fake call from somebody. That's just wild.
My take on that is I saw the whole thing. They actually showed the young kid making the phone call, and they actually showed Shedeur answering the phone, and the guy had made a comment like, well, I forgot what team he said. I think he said he was from New Orleans or whatever. And then, he said something to the effect of, well, I know you've been waiting a long time, and then you're gonna have to wait even longer. And then Shedeur's like, what? And then, it came out that he got the information from Albright or whomever. But when you're playing with someone's livelihood, someone that's supposed to be a special day, you kind of took it away from that. And then, I mean, he did give an apology. He had called Shedeur first, and then he made a public apology. But to me, that was unacceptable. I mean, this is what every player strives to be and go towards, being drafted. And for him to already go down like that, not getting picked, and then to be getting a prank phone call, I think it was absolutely a detriment, and it made the NFL look bad. It made that team, that kid, I think he's 21 years old. I think it made him look bad as well. I think that overall was absolutely uncalled for, unacceptable.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the devil, the NFL fines. They just fined the Atlanta Falcons. So they fined the team $250,000, and defensive coordinator Jeff Albright $100,000 in response to a prank call made to Shedeur Sanders during the NFL draft.
Yes.
What happened was, I guess the son saw like the number on an open iPad, and like he just went in there and like I guess called the number. I mean, obviously the son, he apologized, but it's just like, come on, man. Like, one, like, it's only supposed to be you the actual owner or the coach or the GM and the player, not one. It's not. I mean, it is the Suns' fault for posting it, but it's Albright's fault for keeping the iPad open or whatever. But like to have that access.
Yeah.
But the fact that he called and like kind of like unbelievable, man. But any other draft stories that you liked going down the line? Abdul Carter, he said, got your boy from Penn State. Will Campbell to the from LSU to the Pacers, which I think is a good pickup. Mason Graham, and then they got their D tackle. Ashton Jonty of Boise State. That's a good pickup. Armand Membo from Missouri. Tatero McKillen, wide receiver to the Panthers. Kelvin Banks Jr. of the tackle Texas. Any other surprising pickups that you saw or anything that you've seen?
Well, not so much surprising, but I think Genti, however you pronounce his name, I think he's going to be a damn stud. I think he got all the qualities, and I've been watching a little bit because they did a piece on ESPN on one of the top players and their whole background and how his work ethic and this the way that he's going to perform and the way that he looks at the game. I think he's going to be a phenomenal player. As long as he stays healthy, I think he's going to be great. And the other pick that I thought, and I think he's going to be, I'm not a football like you, but what's his name? The wide receiver that just got picked up by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, Metcalf.
When Metcalf, I saw him, I said that guy's going to be a stud right from the get-go. And the guy that I'm talking about now is that 6 foot. You mentioned him already. He's 6'4", does a 4.4 40, and he's 6'4", 6'5". I think you know what I'm talking about. I think that guy is going to be tremendous. I think it's McCormick. I think that whatever. I'm not sure his last name, but I think that guy is going to be a star. Watch out for him. I think he's going to.
Who like come on, Metcalf or who else? Who?
I think he got picked. He got picked in the top 10.
What, a wide receiver?
Yeah, wide receiver. 6'4".
I have the draft things up. I mean, the only receivers that got picked up was Torora McMillan from Arizona, and then we had whatever Emeka Ogbako, Ohio State.
No, this guy he went top 20. I know he did, but he's gonna be a stud. I mean,
are you talking about Matthew Golden? No, he's 5'11".
No, not him. No. Yeah, I'm sure you'll find him when we're probably done with the show. But I guarantee you, those are my two guys. Genti, I think is going to be a star, and that I forgot his name. I apologize.
What team? But do you remember what team you got drafted to? Do you remember what team?
I think it might be Atlanta. I think.
Was he a receiver or was he a
wide receiver?
See Atlanta, huh?
I think it was Atlanta. But anyway, I'm sure you get your stats. I don't have them in front of me, so. But anyway, I saw him, and again his background and the way. I just think he's going to be one that he can catch across the middle. He can do the long ball. I think he's going to be I think he's going to be fantastic. He reminds me of a Metcalf, and maybe faster.
I wish I can know who you're talking about, man.
I know you gotta know. I'm telling you. McCamp, or something like that. I guarantee you find it. But anyway, yeah. So those are my.
Was he like a draft pick, or was he just like was he already?
No, he's drafted in the top 15. I guarantee you.
Top 15.
Guarantee you got picked about it. Top 15. But anyway, so those were basically my two surprises. That I think I'm going to be looking forward to. Like I said, I don't have really a favorite team. I kind of like watching Dallas because out here, where I'm from in Boston, they're all Patriot fans, and we have a big solid crew of Cowboys fans. So we got the Cowboy fans going against the New England fans. So I'm kind of caught in the middle. So I kind of enjoy that as well. So. I don't know if we lost him.
Oh, no. No, yeah, I'm trying to look for that player now, man. Now you have
And
me.
you got to find it. I'm telling you. I believe me. Mark my words. I guarantee you'll know who it is when you see it. But yeah, I was looking. Matter of fact, during the draft, I was looking to see when he was going to get picked. I was watching that. I was watching the draft, of course, for Shedeur, but I was also I was watching for this wide receiver. I was thinking they were talking about Gentry going a little bit later than what he did, but going 6 is nothing wrong with that, and I think he's going to fit in very well. But what's kind of funny though is you mentioned the Raiders. If I recall, and I'm sure you will correct me, Mr. Tom Brady, he worked out Shedeur. They used to work out together, and it was surprising to me that Brady, who has influence on the picks, 4 rounds, he still didn't pick Shedeur. So something's up. That's all I gotta say. Something's up. It's a damn shame because the kid's talent is damn near unmatched, and I think he's going to perform real well with Cleveland. I think he's going to. Hey, and another fact is I think he's going to get a great opportunity to end up starting. And then if he does, great. If he doesn't, great, because he can learn from Flacco. And if he does, he can learn from Flacco. I think it's a good move for Cleveland. Again, they got so many quarterbacks, but it's gonna be an interesting offseason. That's all I can tell you.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just like yeah, I'm trying to like I don't Atlanta didn't so Atlanta they got so the Atlanta got they got James Pierce, so they got Jalen Walker, a linebacker in the first round, pick 15, and then they traded back into the draft and got James Pierce Jr. edge rusher from Tennessee. That's it in the first round. I'm not sure.
But I bet you'll hit me up after the show. You'll be like, Mike, now I know who you're talking about. Watch. I know it for a fact. Because I was watching the draft just to make sure. We'll see where he got drafted at. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to hear his name. He's going to contribute right away. I saw it in Metcalf. I see the same type, size, ability, speed, strength, all the intangibles. I think he's going to be a star. And Gentry, if they have that offensive line in check, he's going to be great. And it's good too that running backs are finally getting some recognition, because for a while their running backs were not regarded highly at all. And then of course, with the Giants making that big mistake, giving whatever his name is to the Eagles, that made a big difference. Now teams are really bringing up the running backs, becoming more important than they were a few years ago. So I think that's a good move as well.
Yeah, I know the Ravens, they got a couple good players. Pick one, they got Malachi Starks from Georgia. He's like a free safety. He's gonna be lined up with Kyle Hamilton. That's gonna be a nice pickup. Or that was a nice pickup actually. Well, let me go to his pick one or draft or round one. I think we were 27. Yeah, Malachi Starks. His pro comp is Brian Branch. Starks is a 3-year starter who had 197 tackles, 23 pass defended, and 6 interceptions at Georgia. He reads the receiver, gets his eyes on the quarterback, and breaks on the ball in off coverage. Starks has the range to cover a deep ball when he takes down angles. He is a playmaker who tracks the ball well in high point passes. He gets downhill and closes effectively as a run defender. He'll miss some tackles, but he tends to square and wrap up. Post-draft analysis. So after the draft, in my final mock draft, I wrote that sources said Starks was seen as a home run pick for the Ravens as well. He just hit the home run. Starks' ability to play any alignment at the safe position allows Kyle Hamilton to remain at the deep safety role he thrived in late in the season. The Ravens loved the draft highly. Productive players from major programs, and Starks is an outstanding defensive player who has 6 career interceptions. So, I mean, good pickup for us. But yeah, actually, that's who I mocked him to, the Ravens as well, if he fell to us. But yeah, anything else you want to talk about the NFL? Anything else that we didn't cover anything?
No, you caught me by surprise. I didn't know we are going to do NFL. I was better prepared, but no, it was good.
All right. Well, let's get into the NBA.
Now we're talking my language. Here we go.
Your favorite, or our favorite sport. So talk to me, Con. Like, before we dive into the playoffs, like, what is your overall like aspects of the season so far, man? Like, oh yeah, we have a lot to talk about, like coach firing. Coach, I guess we can do post playoff coach firing. I think Doc Rivers is on the dock. After the Bucks got eliminated. But talk to me, man. Like, before we dive into the playoffs, like, what was your overall aspect of the season so far? Before we,
well, because this is up my alley. Well, we might have to have an 8-hour show. So I'll try to break it down as much as I possibly can. As far as the coaches getting fired, I think that's really atrocious to the NBA. I think coaches. One of the coaches got fired with 3 games left. I think that also contributes to some of the teams not doing well in the playoffs. I think that they place so much importance on and coaches, man. They just be getting fired left and right. And if you notice, it's like a cycle. They get fired, they get hired by somebody else, and it just goes on and on and on and on. But overall, I thought the regular season was great. I thought that I was definitely tuned in a lot more than I usually am. I was liking the fact that, the West Coast at that time, I mean, they were all deep. I mean, it was great, great parity. I thought the East was kind of shaky. Cleveland, of course, dominated the East, and the Celtics, of course. But the things unfortunately happened with Milwaukee. They just didn't get it right. Doc Rivers, I mean, I think he's won one playoff series and I forgot how many years. So that's an issue with me as far as the East Coast is concerned. The Eastern teams, Milwaukee, not that good. Miami, we know Miami when Butler left. That was a kind of a mess. Philadelphia. Oh, Lord have mercy. Philadelphia, they absolute mess. So the East, I wasn't really thrilled, watching the East Coast teams. But me being from the East Coast, I get to watch a lot more games. I was very disappointed in the East Coast, but the West Coast, man, them teams were balling. The West Coast had so much talent and parity. And then, of course, it was going. I thought everything was going well until the major trade with Dallas and the Lakers, which surprised everybody. And I thought that was really, really shocking. And the general manager for the Mavs, he took a lot of heat for making that move. But you know what? I know you wouldn't want to go into the playoffs right now, but I'll just say this: if the Lakers do not advance past this round, I'm telling you that I forgot his name, the general manager of the Dallas, he's going to be like, I told you so. He said defense wins championships. So, but to answer your question, I thought overall the NBA was very entertaining. I just didn't like the fact that these coaches getting fired. I don't like it. Sometimes you got to put the onus on the players, but you know what? It's easier to get rid of the coach than get rid of the players. In my years, I won't tell you how many, but in my years, overall, I think that coaching plays a pivotal role in a lot of ways. But sometimes, any coach will tell you worth its gold, you got to have the talent. You got to have the talent. The talent makes the coach. Any coach who, like I said, you ask any great coach, they'll tell you, I had the players. So, a lot of teams just don't have the players, or they're strapped by like, for example, Phoenix. They pay 3 players max contracts, no bench, and they're in big trouble. Some of the West Coast teams, I think, management ownership has caused a problem regarding the NBA as far as the overall enhancement of their team. I think that's going to be crucial. And then, unfortunately, you got teams like Milwaukee, who does not have a first round pick for 7 years. 7 years. So they are stuck. Milwaukee is stuck, and now they got Giannis wherever he may or may not go. You got Dollar Dame, suffering an Achilles injury, which he probably will not be back next year. So they got a lot of thinking they got to do. I feel bad for teams like that. I feel Phoenix, some of these ownerships, I don't get it, man. Paying these guys max contracts, and then that ties you up for years and years and years. That's why the Bullets or the Wizards or whatever you want to call them have not improved. That's why Utah has not improved. But anyway, I can go on and on and on. So I want you to give your say on that as well.
ConMan, no, keep on going, man. Like we haven't talked in a while, man. So keep on going, brother.
I could go on and on and on and on.
Come on, keep on going, man. Keep on going, man. No, for real though, man. Like,
but it's just my experience of watching the games. I like the fact. What I do like the fact is the intensity that the NBA players. You can see them; they're busting their behind. Couple of questionable calls with the Knicks and the Pistons. That call in the corner. Obvious. I'm a referee, by the way. I've been refereeing for 40 years, so obviously I pay attention to the officiating as well. I thought that, but again, we're going to go into the playoffs. So, but just to end with the regular season, I thought the regular season ended well. Some people don't like the play-in tournament. I kind of like it only because a lot of teams, even if you haven't had a great year, you still got a chance. Whereas before, if you were gone. I think it gives teams incentive. And plus, you can make more money, which always is an incentive.
So you just said you were a ref, right? Are you still do you still ref currently, or you?
Yes, I am. This year, I'm going to my 41st year refereeing.
What what level, like what age group?
Well, right now, I'm involved with what they call the Burgo Basketball Association. We service over 1,000 kids, ages from about, I would say, 7 till about high school seniors. And we do that 4 nights a week, and I totally enjoy it. And then we do a great basketball. We do 2 summer basketball camps where I totally love it. And been doing it for so many. I've done high school, I've done varsity, I've done junior college, I've done pro-ams, I've done basketball shootouts, which are the most intense money tournaments. 10,000 goes to the winner. So you know how the officiating must be in those type of games, and the I'll put it, the environment in those type of games are very, very, very intriguing. I'll leave that to your own imagination, because when $10,000 is on the line, you better come correct, otherwise you get blown out of the park. If they disagree with one of your calls, whatever like that, things can happen. But totally, I've enjoyed officiating. One of my best friends in the world happened to be an NBA referee who got me involved back in the day.
Okay.
And I met so many people through him. And one of my best friends in the world was Dave Lato, who was the assistant coach for Northeastern and UConn with Calhoun. So I got to meet all them players. I got to meet a lot of players. Got to play against Dr. J. Got to play against Nate Archibald. Who can say that? So I've been very fortunate in my career, and officiating has helped me a lot. And we start June 1st. I think we start in June. So going to my 41st year.
Nice. Well, because the reason why I asked that is because you did mention you were a ref, so you kind of know. Well, obviously, you coach like 7-year-olds to like high schoolers. Like obviously, like the competitiveness as far as like pro level or like college level is different, way different. But you being like a ref and having that experience being a ref and knowing how foul calls work and stuff like that, and like keeping your emotions checked during games, like. One of my guests on my other show last week said that, I mean, maybe you're noticing the same thing that he was, or we both are, that and like the NBA, they seem to, and obviously it's playoff basketball, so the refs do allow some sort of physicality in the playoffs. Like I don't know if you saw like that game where I think it was the game 3 or game 2 of Lakers Minnesota when Anthony Edwards was just pushing around LeBron and everything. So do you think that, and I had no issue with that at all. Like Anthony Edwards, he's a dog on that team. But do you think that the refs in today's game, like since the playoffs, more physical, allow more physicality compared to the regular season? because you've seen terrible calls in the regular season where they might be questionable, but then they're letting them play in the playoffs, which is expected. But like, do you think that the refs? I mean, obviously refs make bad calls, and that's why there's cameras and reviews and stuff like that. But like, and like for example, like the last Pistons game, Tim Hardaway got fouled in the corner, right? And it wasn't a foul call. I mean, obviously they shouldn't have put themselves in that predicament, the Pistons, to be in that situation. But Josh Hart, the guy who fouled the guy, went on Twitter and was like, "You damn right, I fouled him." They didn't call it. I mean, maybe like every game, there's a 2-minute report where the refs, might have made mistakes or whatever. But do you think that the ref thing is different than regular season games to playoff games, and if there is a gap between the two seasons and the playoffs, what can the NBA do to like help combine the reffing's calls and season and playoffs from a ref's perspective?
Wow, that's a damn tough question.
Or do you do you think that they're doing a good job at reffing, like overall? Or do you think there's some like discrepancies?
All right. Well, check this out. The NBA season is 82 games, which is a very long season, and a lot of times the players, do not go. They play hard. Don't get me wrong. They play hard, but they want to be able to perform in the playoff situation. And then of course, when you got the playoff situation, there's more. You're playing for a lot more than just the regular season. You're playing for the damn ring, which that involves a little bit more intensity, because now and then you're playing on national TV as well. And a lot of players might be in their last year of their contracts. So there's a lot that goes involved with the players. And so, of course, the players have more at stake. So they're going to play a lot harder. And, of course, the referees, if they did the games in the playoffs like they did in the regular season, there probably wouldn't be – the games would have about 500 damn calls. So I think the referees, I think what they do, like when I officiate, sometimes, of course, you make the obvious calls, but sometimes you say, what did that play or plays have effect on the play or on the outcome? For example, a little bumping, like you said, in the paint where they're talking, and no one's gaining an advantage. So as a referee, what you do is you look at who's gaining an advantage, especially if it's off the ball. If it's off the ball, no one's gaining an advantage. No one's really, especially in the playoffs, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. If I was that call in the corner, that was an obvious call. The man who made the apology, he's the one that was writing that. He was 5 feet away. Should definitely have made the call. That was an obvious call. And, it don't help the fact that, like you said, with that 2-minute view, it was said after the game that the call should have been made. That doesn't help. That's not going to help the losing team. What does that mean? Okay, all right, you missed a call. Hey, that cost us the damn game. Although there's things prior to that could have helped them win the game anyway. So we can go into that. But now, since you brought up the officiating and me being an official, the one thing I will say that to me is a detriment to the NBA totally is the constant complaining by the players. I mean, LeBron James, one of the 2 best players ever, is constantly crying and flopping, and every damn call, every whistle that's blown or not blown, him, Luka, another one. To me, that takes away from the game. Just play the damn game. Just play. But if you notice, watch every time the whistle is blown, they're disputing the call. I mean, every single time. To me, that takes away from the game. Just go out there and play the damn game. That's me as a player. That's how I play. As an official, I'm like, obviously, you want to call the game to the best of your ability. And of course, you want to be in the best position to make the best call. You know what I mean? But to me, the constant crying and complaining, to me is like, old school, this wouldn't have happened. Old school, you go in the paint, you're getting elbow to the jaw or the chin. Or like my boy, my favorite player of all time, Isaiah, going to the cup because he was destroying John Stockton. He comes in the paint, and Karl Malone gives him 41 stitches above his left eye. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. And the Knicks back in the day, and the Bulls, and So I come from that rough era where you could have hand checking and all that stuff. So this little pity pat stuff that goes on right now, it really frustrates me because these guys are making $40 damn million a year or more, and they're complaining about little ticky tack calls, and especially the playoffs because so much is on the line. They're gonna complain even more. Like for example, watch tonight's game. Watch Luka and LeBron. It's incredible. That's the only big turn up I have of the NBA.
Do you agree? And not just with the NBA, the NFL. Sometimes a lot of people are saying that they should, if it's like a crucial call or like even just like if it was a call that can turn the game. Do you agree that like in both sports or like the ref should like not do a press conference, but like be like kind of explain themselves why, or maybe that's in the 2 minute report anyway. But do you think the refs should, you know, get asked that certain ref that made that call or was right there in that vicinity of the foul or the play after the game? Do you think that they should be questioned, or you know?
That's a good question, my man. But you know what? I think because how many officials are out there in the football game? 6, 8, I think. I think it's 6.
That's a trivia question. I don't know.
I'm not, 6 to 8. So I would think that they probably wouldn't go up there by themselves. They'd probably go as a group. Because you know when they make a call, they usually come together and make a call. So even though it might be that play in that the referee in that position, they come together and they come to an agreement. So to answer your question, whether it be in the NBA, you got 3 officials. They don't want to do that because again, they got the 2-minute view. And again, I don't know if our viewers know that after every single game, NBA refs they get the tape, and then usually one of the NBA officials, big time, one of the representatives higher up, they go over every damn play of every call or no call. So they're scrutinized more than people can imagine. Because I've been there, I've seen it firsthand, how much they are scrutinized, how much they have a pregame, what they got to go over during the pregame, all the stuff they have to go through at the end of a game. So to answer your question, I think that football official, I think that 2-minute rule might be the best way to go because then they have to come because then they've all made that call together. Even though one might make the call, they all come together, and if there's an issue, they'll come to some type of conclusion.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's some good like some good insight because definitely coming from a ref yourself, like I definitely understand it, but like definitely like I feel like the physicality is still there in the regular season. Maybe some teams don't really like, especially if you're a top team, like if you know you're like a locked up playoff spot, you're not gonna play as hard because you're that seat locked up. So during the season, people start to get lazy and stuff like that. And but I mean, I've seen from watching season play to playoff play, like I've just seen the physicality of the game. Like the refs are allowing more calls than ever before that I've seen in the season. So, but like you said, they have something to fight for. They're fighting to get to the finals. So, but like that play where I saw the game, like, and again, don't get me wrong, like the Pistons like shouldn't have put themselves in that position to have a last second corner shot to call the foul on. But I mean, hey, if it's a slap, it's a slap. I mean, on the wrist or whatever. So, and the ref was right there in the corner with them. So no foul call. That's why the ref, and then people see why refs get pissed off and get technicals because if you're a ref, you're right there. I mean, then again, like you said, it's tough. It's tough, I mean, it's tough. It is tough. Like, I know watching on TV is different than watching it live. Players playing fast-paced game than watching on TV. But I don't know. I mean, and I'm not even a Knicks or Pistons fan. I'm just saying I watched the game and like that was a foul, like no doubt. And the guy that called the foul admitted it on Twitter, like after the game, like yeah, I fouled him. But
exactly. Hey, and you know something too?
Game over.
But don't know what's funny too is that think about this. You got NBA ball players. I would say most of them 6'3", 6'4", and over. Huge, tremendous physical ability, quickness, speed. The game goes so fast, so quick. I'm letting you know, officiating is not not for one for the weary. Officiating is very difficult, and we can sit back here and watch on TV app, but when you're in that environment, when you're in there, it's a whole different. Not because I'm a referee, although I have an insight that referees who those that do not referee have the vision that I have, but I mean officiating is very difficult, man. The pressure, just like a player, pressure's on the officials to make the right call and to have to make that call. And I think that unfortunately I'm getting a phone call right now. But I think that officials have a responsibility to make the right call, but sometimes they'll swallow their whistle. Now, if you remember the Lakers game, if you remember, Edwards was going to the basket, and there was a critical play at the end of the game whether the ball went out of bounds or whether it was a foul. That was crucial because that turned the whole game around. So in that case, the referee was there and blew the damn whistle. Now in the Knicks Detroit case, referee swallowed his whistle. You know what I mean? And the I guess the lineage and the thing is, let the players win the game, not the officials. But sometimes if officials doing his damn job, you got to make the call. You got to make the call, and especially if it's a crucial moment. And the thing about it, what players like is consistency. If you're gonna call something at the beginning of the game, call the same damn thing at the end of the game. So if you're consistent in your calls, and then again, it also comes down to if the players respect the officials. There's been some referees who've been out there for over 30 years, and they got the respect. You get them young guys and young people that they haven't earned that respect yet, so they get more tripped on. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think that, but you made a great point that the game is more. They're allowing more physicality, and as the series goes on, it's going to be even more difficult because now what you're going now into, whereas you were going to more of I guess more of a fast-paced game, going more transitional. Now you're going to a half-court set. A lot of games are within the half-court set. And then when you're on the half-court set, you got the 24-second clock. Guess what's going to happen? A lot of teams hold the ball up because they're trying to run their plays. What happens then? You got people in the post. What's going to happen? Physicality, because you got the big man offensively trying to get position. Then you got the defensive man trying to withhold position. So you're going to get that physicality anyway. And then if you've been watching, which I brought up in one of my shows before, hand checking is allowed now. Not officially, not technically, not on paper. You watch. They're allowing hand checking, which they haven't done before. Just watch. They're allowing hand because the game's becoming more physical in nature, especially because of the playoff situation and the obviously the outcome and the importance of placed on winning. So to me, I'm having a problem with it.
Yeah, on my first show of this new network show, my coworker, or not my coworker, my guest mentioned that before we dive into the playoff talks in specifics, I just want to ask you this one question. Like, so the face of the league, right? We talk about Michael Jordan, right? We talk about, the logo, Jerry West. LeBron James. So when we talk about after LeBron hangs it up, whenever that is, if it's in 2030, no, it's like if it's in so my guest said that he can't see a European player be the face of the league because one, in order to be the face of the league, realistically the NBA is an American sport, but it's been so global that it's gone to different countries, like Luka. There has been several MVPs, like Giannis from Greece, two-time MVP Jokic. My guest said that the reason why European players can't be the face of the league is because fans can't really relate to that player because they're from a different country. And they say you have to be marketable. You don't see Jokic in commercials. We have some American players like Tatum who could be the face of the league, but he's unmarketable. I feel like people like you're in the Boston area, like so you can speak on me on like you can agree with me on this or kind of back it up. But I mean, you're in the Boston area. Is Tatum a fan favorite? Do people hate him? Do people like him in Boston? But the only player that we came up with right now when LeBron hangs it up is Anthony Edwards. That's who people want to, once LeBron hangs it up. But then again, what is your criteria of the face of the league? I mean, what does that player have to? I mean, obviously, marketable has to be the number one, because you have to be, you have to market yourself, in a way that the fans can relate to you. So talk to me, Con. I mean, I know that's a hard question too to think about. Like, who once LeBron hangs it up, retires, who's going to be the face of the league, or who do you think can be the face of the league?
I think first of all, your dad was absolutely correct. Number one, he was absolutely correct. There will never, I don't think, during our time, at least during my time, will there ever be a European player being face of the league. And again, as you just said it, you got to be popular, and then you got to be, like you said, sponsorships. You got to be on commercials. You got to be the light. I mean, if you got to be. Tatum is a legend down here in Boston. They love him. They love him and Brown. And Brown is so intelligent and doing so many things off the court. So, but he's more. Yeah. They're more laid back.
But who's buying Brown's shoes, man? Who's buying Jaylen Brown's basketball shoe? Like
that's a good question.
Like
not too many that I know
of. Like if you're my age, right? Like I'm 27 this year. Like say
wow.
put you in my shoes. Like I'm like, yo, Michael, I'm going to the store to follow get some Jaylen Browns, man. Like nah,
that ain't happening. Right. So it's just gotta be someone like you said who's marketable nationally. Now most players are marketed in their own city, but you need someone who's gonna be globally, some American who can be worldwide, like a Michael Jordan, like a Magic Johnson. You know what I mean? You need someone like that. Now you mentioned Edwards. He has some off the court issues. People know well about that. That's so true. Again, very, very you got to, you know what I mean? You got to be. It's tough because you got to be someone who's great on the court, great. Now here's important: great with the media, and great with the endorsements and being seen globally. And right now, Ant fits all the way. He's young, he's talented, he got hot, he got great, he got everything that says face of the league. But then you got the other side. You got the off-court issues.
That's true. Very true.
To answer your question, I don't know. I'm not going to name a name right now, but I'll tell you, whoever it is, they will be scrutinized. And I think someone, again, who's popular, who can sell himself globally, not just in his own city. That would be right. Ant Edwards would be obviously young, talented, great career ahead of him. I mean, he's gonna phenomenal athlete, but because of I think his off the court issues, that might sway him the other way. But you know who I'll tell you who up and coming might be?
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you right now. You heard it here. Cooper Flag.
Oh man, yeah, yep.
Cooper Flag, being white, talented as he is. Watch out, he's gonna be the face of the league. If he can perform, and then he's going to Utah. What better place to go than Utah? They don't even. I'll be PG here. They don't. I mean, the perfect place to be well known because now Utah is going to be on national TV more. They have more games on national TV.
You already predicting where you're gonna go at, huh?
Yeah, well, I think he is. And because you know why? Guess who's behind the scenes in Utah?
Danny Ainge, right?
Bingo! Let me tell you something. Danny Ainge, he's going to Utah. You heard it here. But anyway, so I think that's going to be the face of the league. Clean cut, on, off the court, everything he does. And then, you know what you need? You need people to promote you. You need the people to promote you. And if he gets the following that he's already gotten in college, I think he's going to be the face of the league. although I think Ant Edwards is the perfect one, but because of his off the court issues, his constant getting technicals. You know, I mean, you tell me he got over $750,000 worth of techs. So I mean, that doesn't go good with the face of the league. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean that's I mean obviously, with any job, with any sport. I mean, no, I agree. Like I'm a Duke fan. I'm a Cooper Flag. That's my guy. Like through and through. But he does have. I mean, obviously he's played with some other guys in the NBA as far as like training with them for the Olympics. He was with them on the USA team, kind of like not like on the team, but like kind of like working with them and everything. So he already has that NBA respect. As far as he'd already met Steve Kerr, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Edwards. Like he was just training with them and everything. And but like with any job, with any sport, you have to earn your respect in the league, man. And I don't get me wrong, he's going to. But there's other players, I guess, before him that are that are in line. I think, like you said, I didn't even think about that other aspect of Anthony Edwards as the off court stuff like that. Like he's in some not allegations, but like some crazy off the court, some business that I won't discuss because kind of it's not bad, but it's just off, not sports related. But like I mean, I can't really think of any other, because I feel like in order to be the face of the league, you have to want to be the face of the league. Like
yes, exactly.
Jokic, yeah, I mean he's a European player, but he's not really. I mean, obviously after press conference he's gonna talk, but he's not really in the media like that. Once he goes back to Serbia or whatever, he goes to his horse ranch and with his brothers. I mean Luka, another European player, good, but I mean I think that, like you said, marketable. You have to be clean off the court and off the court as far as your play style and the way you act on the court.
And here's one more thing. This could probably set it right to the point. Now, every 4 years is what? Every 4 years is what?
I like this comment. There are other players that can be face of the league, such as SGA, Luka, and minus the off court. Tatum. Let's not push the logic that an international player can be a face of the league. All right, hold on. So
can I get to that one? Very simple. What happens every 4 years?
Huh?
What happens every 4 years?
Election?
Olympics.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
These foreign players, when it's the Olympic time, where they gonna play?
And in the United States,
they're gonna be playing. Where's Luka gonna play? Where is Giannis gonna play? Where is Jokic gonna play in the Olympics? For what team? They're gonna play for their country. Am I right?
Wait. Can you say that one more time, Mike? That went over my. Wait. So you said. So you asked what happened every 4 years the Olympics. Then was that again? What you just said?
I said if we had a foreign player as the face of the league, that foreign player, where's he going to play in the Olympics?
In his country.
Aha! Now we said the face of the league is comprised of what? Americans.
Americans, yeah.
And USA. You see where I'm going with this? So therefore, that's probably the ultimate reason why I don't think there'll be a foreign individual.
I mean, in karma. Hey man, I love the comment, and like thanks for stopping by to the channel, man. Hope you like and subscribe to the channel. And I love the comment, man. But how's that ignorant? Like, can you imagine Luka holding an American flag for the USA team? Like, come on, brother. Like, how's that ignorant, my brother? Like, how's that ignorant? Now NBA, all right. Now where karma is coming in, like Karma Mick something. I can't really say the name because it's on a sports show. But now the league has I mean, there had been a lot of European players back in the day. You have Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, and you
Yep.
probably know more European players back in the day more than me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the NBA does have kind of had that shift of European players like Luka and SGA, like he mentioned, now Wembanyama. But
look who's won the MVP the last 6 seasons. Have all been European players.
But
So, I mean,
but there's certain standards where you have to be like certain. I mean, from me, there are certain standards that has to make you the face of the league. One has to be marketable.
Number one.
Have. I mean, Kyle just said, and thanks for the comment. Thanks for tuning in, Kyle. Basketball is a global sport. You're right about that. So, there's nothing wrong with having an American player be the face of the league after LeBron's gone, because one, Kobe did it. He was he was an American-born player. But he went global. He was global all around, like in Italy, and he played in Europe. Yeah, he did play in Europe. So he got that exposure in those leagues. But I don't think it's ignorant that we can't really say that a European player can't be a face of the league. It's not ignorant. It just hasn't been done before. But I mean, I'm all for change, but I don't know. Like,
I mean, it can happen. It hasn't happened before. It can happen. I think that it'd be intriguing to see who it would be. But with being the face of the league, it comes with a lot on your plate. Like, again,
it does.
Look how many commercials Steph did. He's all over. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes, some people just don't want that pressure being the face of the league. You know what I mean? So I think the NBA will be in good hands when LeBron and Steph go. I think they'll be. We will know who the face of the league is just by the endorsements, just by what happens. But to me, right now, all eyes on me. I'm saying you get someone like Cooper Flag, who's young, he's white, he's phenomenal, good on and off the court. I think that he's gonna end up becoming, if he can play the way that everyone thinks he's going to be, and be the player that he is, and if he can maintain his health, I think without question he will be the face of the league.
And then jumping into the bit, Kyle Edwards did say that you have to think about when did the international boom happen. I mean, I'm not sure when that happened, what year that was, when the international boom. Let me see. I gotta do some research on that. Let me see. I would love, like Karma said, I would love for SGA or Luka to be a face of the league. And I mean, like you said, mine's the off court, but SGA, he's one of my favorite players in the league right now. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be mad or sad if he was the face of the league, but it takes I mean, is he marketable? I mean, yeah, he's kind of like in the line, like kind of like he's on commercials. I haven't really seen him on commercials like that. But yeah, I'm trying to look at when the international boom was. International.
And did you know who plays a big part and who becomes face of the league? The NBA. Never mind the endorsements, merchandise and all that. The NBA, in most cases, picks the face of the league, and therefore that's where they place a lot of. Again, they pump them up, they promote them, and I'm telling you, I'm a Cooper Flags. He checks all boxes, and but I don't know. I don't place so much importance on the face of the league. I really don't, because to me, I mean, it's the NBA. The league's going to go on after LeBron. People say, "What's going to happen when Magic and Bird left?" I think it was it's gone pretty well since. You know what I mean? I was there before Magic and Bird, and the games were highly televised. Matter of fact, that championship when Magic won, the game was tape delayed. So I go back that far. So seeing the progress that the way the league's in right now, I don't think that the face of the league is I'm not going to place too much importance on that as opposed to the the product of the game, and of course looking forward to the playoffs each year and the ultimate championship, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, is winning championships.
Yeah, so yeah, Kyle said the '92 Dream Team was the start. Then it took a few years to really get going.
Hey,
Yeah, because
Kyle
that
knows
team was that team was popular. No doubt, with Jordan, Magic,
Barkley. Come on,
Barkley.
you had a bunch of characters on that team, and it's hard to replicate what they had that during that time. You know what I mean? So again, like I said, I don't place too much importance on who the face of the league is. To me, they're all NBA ball players. You have your great ones, and the great ones are going to continue to be great. And then we have the up and coming ones. I just think, I think the country or whatever likes to see a new face come up, a new face. Now again, and Edwards, he checks all the boxes, but again, sometimes you know what I mean. The even on the court, I mean, $750,000 worth of text. Does that seem like a face of the league to you? Maybe, may not, and people might say, so what? He's an entertaining, and he's got unbelievable talent. I think what will help him is if they start winning. If they win some championships, I think that will propel him to a higher level. Because if you notice, most of the guys who are face of the leagues have rings, because that's easy to produce, that's easy to merchandise, that's easy to promote. So in order, I think, for the new face of the league, they're going to have to win some rings, unless I think the beginning of his career, Flag, is going to get all the attention. Is going to come on him, and I think he's going to handle it very well. I mean, the kid came to college when he was 17 years old, and he's been through everything as a young man, and got to play against the Olympic team. Well, yeah, I guess you can call it the Olympic team. And he performed admirably, and I think he's going to be a great player. And I think again he'll be the face of the league.
Yeah, I mean that's a hard question right now, because there's so many other players, and now we're gonna talk about international players now. There's some that we might see fit. So yeah, so let's dive in before we end the show. Let's dive into the playoffs, man. Like, who do you see making it to the finals? Who do you see making it to the second round? Any teams that you're like, wow, this team has everything. Like any.
Well, looks like right now we're going to have Indiana versus Cleveland in the East. That is going to be a knock'em, sock'em, rock'em game. Again, it's going to be very physical. Cleveland right now has been on a roll. They got the defensive player of the year in Mobley. I like the way that they perform, and they got that guy Mitchell. Now that's a guy who could be the face of the league, Mr. Mitchell. But anyway, I think if the game comes close, he's one of them. Even though Brunson got clutch player of the year, I think Mitchell is no one to play with at the end of games. So I'm probably going to go with Cleveland and that series. And then it looks like the Celtics will go against what might be the Detroit Pistons, right? Depending upon who wins that series. I'm from Boston. I don't like Boston. I don't like Boston College, Boston University, Boston Reds. That's just me. I've been that way from day one. So I'm not a Boston fan, but obviously I live here in Boston, so you know how that goes. But I think Boston has the great bench. They got two of the best players that are going to be around for like 5-6 more years, in Brown and Tatum. I think they're phenomenal. And then they got, Porzingis, and then they got the guy player 6th man of the year, Pritchard, and then they got White, and then they got what's his name? The other guy there, Holiday. I mean, they got it all. And then they got the experience in Horford. I mean, they have it all. They got the bench. I would go definitely. I think that the Celtics will definitely win that one. And then if you go with Celtics against Cleveland, I tell you what, Cleveland might have them this year. It's so tough to win back-to-back. Very rarely does it happen. So I think I'm going to go with Cleveland taking over the Celtics, although any of the Celtics viewers are here will probably want to threaten me. But I think I'm going to go with Cleveland over Boston. In the West, I'm going to tell you, I am a Laker fan. The Lakers really upset me. We can go in that. That'll take another 8 hours. So with the Lakers playing Minnesota, I think tonight's game is going to be crucial. I think that if they can win tonight, I think they got a chance to beat Minnesota. What surprised me? I'm really surprised at the Clippers and Denver. I really felt that the Clippers were going to come through. I thought it would be their year. I think, with Kawhi playing like he's 22 again, and then they got, the way they've been playing, I thought that they would have a great opportunity to pull it off. But then again, that's where experience comes in. I mean, Jokic didn't even have a good game last night. Compared to his regular games. And then they won. And then you got that guard there, man. He can come through, and every now and then he's known for doing it. And he came clutch last night. Right now, unfortunately, again, I wanted the Clippers, but I'm gonna have to go with the Nuggets on that one. And then, of course, we got the team. Oklahoma City. Hey. You know what? I know you're too young, but SGA reminds me of a guy by the name of Oscar Robinson. If you notice, SGA, do me a favor when you watch, all the viewers, when you watch the game, watch his pace. He gets to any spot he wants to get to effortlessly. And then if he wants to break it down, he can do that as well. He takes whatever the defense gives him. And he just is so under control. He's a great foul shooter, and he's a great defensive ball player as well. And then they're deep. They got size. They got a bench. They're hungry. And as I said before, well, I didn't say it before, but on my other shows, every team that wins a championship, except Golden State, they have to go through the pain and suffering. If you look, I don't want to go back because you go back to the Pistons. The Pistons had to go through the Lakers and the Celtics. The Bulls had to go through the Pistons. On and on and on and on. So you got to learn how to win. I think Oklahoma City went through last year. They got a taste. They're going to have to learn how to win. I think they have. Just like the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're learning. They had to go through that pain and suffering to get to where they want to get to. So I think it's going to end up being Cleveland and Oklahoma City in the finals. And because of that nasty man, OGA, I think because he can get to the foul line at any time he wants. And with the depth that they have, I'm going to have to go with Oklahoma City beating the Cavaliers in 6.
Yeah, this is definitely a do or die game for the Lakers tonight against Minnesota. I mean, I know it's back in LA. But even when Luka got traded to the Lakers, I did think they would make a playoff push, but I didn't think it would be their year to win the championship. I think with them trading for Luka, I think it was for it was for a blueprint for future seasons because they know that LeBron's only had the few years left in the tank, and they're making this team Luka's team. I think post LeBron. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad or sad if they didn't get to the finals or getting. I mean, yes, I feel like if they do win tonight, it goes back to Minnesota. Hopefully, they're the game 7 like in a couple of days, but they're gonna focus on one game at a time. But I think that with I think this is not their year this year. I think they're not in a rebuild. I mean, they need a center, like a solidified 5, like kind of like an AD kind of build, like someone. They don't really have a set big man. I mean, they have Jackson Hayes. They have, I mean, Rory Hughes is the power forward, but they need a big
And you
man.
realize they don't have any picks coming up. You realize that, right?
Oh, Lakers.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought
Very
they.
few picks. Very few
Yeah.
picks. But you know the thing about Luka was the fact is, here it comes down to the general manager. I forgot his name again. Escapes me.
Pelinka.
No, I'm talking about Dallas. The general manager for
Nico.
Dallas.
Nico Harris.
Nico, yeah. Oh, Nico. I think he felt because my Cuban destroyed that trade. He didn't want that. It would never have happened with Cuban there. But I think that Nico just said, look, if you notice, Luka was coming up for his max contract. Luka lost $115 million. I don't know if y'all know that. He lost $115 million. So he was not a happy camper. So they just didn't want to pay him. They felt that, Luka allegedly didn't want to play defense. He was out of shape. And that caused a problem. That's why he had to get rid of him. Now, Luka's only 26. Davis is what, 30, 31, 32, whatever it is. I think the Lakers got Luka for the future, and Dallas got AD for now, within the next couple of years. And if Kyrie didn't get hurt, who knows what would have happened? And so, like I said, if the Lakers don't go any further, watch what happens. There's going to be little things that might happen under the table.
Yeah, I think Lakers. I think they do the right thing and sign extend Luka. I mean, I see him being in the future with the Lakers organization. I feel like they will play Dalton Connect more. I mean, that was their first round pick. I mean, he played phenomenal when he was playing. And then he was in the trade talks with Mike Williams at the Hornets, and then that was a whole bull crap thing that happened. Like the whole trade for Mike Williams, and then he didn't pass the physical, and then they had to trade the pick back and everything, or whatever. But yeah, I think Luka is more for the and like everyone else can agree, maybe. I think Luka was like the long-term plan, not this year's plan. Like you said, I think now Kyrie got sidelined with the injury, but like I think they really needed a big man in Dallas, and like I mean, who would have thought that Luka was gone in the purple and gold? I mean, I never thought. I thought Luka was a homegrown Mavs.
Absolutely,
because if y'all didn't know, like didn't the Magic and Thunder or Magic and Mavs trade picks? Because wasn't Trae Young supposed to be the whole draft mix in the draft?
He's been involved in so many trades.
But no, I mean, I think that but yeah, one team I am worried about for every team is the Thunder, man, because they are the two teams like that are coming out of the East, the Cavs and the Thunder. They should be the blueprint of how teams should build their teams around, meaning that they have a mixture of veteran talent when Hartenstein and Luka Dort, players who have been there before, the new guys came in. Now you got the Williams players, Jalen Williams, and I forget the other Williams, but then they had SGA. So they have a mixture of young and old talent where we've seen it. I mean, they whooped Memphis' ass. I mean, ConMan, I know you love that. I know you love that series, man. It's like every I see you smiling, man, because that series was just like 131 to 88. Like they got mollywopped, man. They got mollywopped.
And one thing that we didn't bring up.
Yeah.
Now you talked about the blueprint. Tell me this is not a blueprint. You look at Cleveland's salary cap. You look at OKC salary cap. How many max players play on OKC? How many max players on Cleveland? So you look at how to build a team up from the bottom to the top. They got the players for a couple more years before they're going to have to make that max contract. But as of right now, then I think this year, maybe next year, and not sure about the year after that, their salary cap is low. They're keeping the money down low as opposed to go paying Kevin Durant, Booker, and Bill a gazillion dollars. They're doing it from the ground up, and they're not spending as much money. All they got is Mitchell, who's the max player right now. It's only Mitchell. Look at that. Mitchell for Cleveland and SGA for Oklahoma City. Think about it. That's the blueprint, my man.
Yeah, I mean, they got, a skilled big in Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
They got the blueprint that teams should follow. I mean, one of the teams that is shockingly good this year in that in the playoffs is the Pistons. I mean, they were all. I mean, post like Richard Hamilton and Tayshaun Prince era, and even before that, like with Ben Wallace and the Bad Boy Pistons, like they've post that team. They've always been horrible. Like they've had like several they're like the Browns of the NFL with so many coach changes within the recent years. But they have a blueprint, are starting to get a blueprint. They got Cade Cunningham, they got Jaden Ivey, they got Durant. They have other players. So I mean, they might not. I mean, they could come back in this series, but I mean, don't be surprised. I mean, if they get some more veteran pieces and mixing them with that young blend of talent. Don't get me wrong, man. Like Detroit can be a nice team. I mean, they got a good point guard and Cade Cunningham, a 6'7" point guard, who can it's kind of like that Magic Johnson type 6'7" Bill who can pass the ball, shoot, score. Right. Kind of like that SGA Bill where he can get to his spots where needed.
And also remember this.
Yeah,
they got no max players.
They
None.
don't. Yeah, they don't.
And Houston has no max players as well. They got the highest paid player is the guy there from Toronto. Little short guy with a beard. Houston Rockets. Little short guy. What's his name? God, escapes, man. I just watched him. He hit 8 3-pointers the other night for Houston. He makes the most money. Again, they don't have any max players. So again, the blueprint is that they're going to probably have to get rid of some players. But I mean, the blueprint is getting your team young, getting through the draft, and not getting free agents who are 180 years old.
I think you got it. Fred VanVleet.
There you go, Van Fleet. There you go. Fred VanVleet. He makes the most money.
Short guy with a beard. I got you.
Yeah, he killed him the other night. I should have known that. I got a case of dementia sometimes. But I mean, he makes the most money for the Rockets right now. Again, they got big talent, shot money.
Yeah. Like some of these teams are doing it the right way. I mean, Sam Presti, the owner of the Thunder. I mean, even LeBron has praised him in the past of being a good owner. And they're doing it the right way. And they blew. I mean, obviously Memphis is a dumpster fire right now. With them firing Jenkins before the playoffs started, and then them being injury riddled, and Ja Morant only being that focal point and not really having any help. We knew they were going to lose to the Thunder because Thunder were just so overpowered. Like I saw that one game I saw, like Thunder had like 10 straight fast break points off of turnovers from them. Like they were turning the ball over, and then Thunder was just like creating opportunities for them to so like the Thunder is scary. The Thunder are scary. I mean, they had that that matchup, I think at the beginning of the year, Thunder and Cavs. It was like a high scoring game, like 100 something to I gotta look at the
yeah.
I gotta look
that's
at the
not
score.
like that. They're both defensive minded teams, and Oklahoma City has a great defensive team. And the fact that SGA plays both sides of the ball, that's another factor as well. But I think that now what's going to happen is I think that the Wizards are going to have to do something major, drastic. And I'm looking for Miami to really step up, and because Pat Riley ain't to get beat by 35 and then 55 points. I think Pat Riley's going to go out of his tree. I think he's on the phone as we speak to try to get some type of talent. I mean, he got to go. He got to go big, and he's going to try to keep Hero and Abu Dhabi, whatever his damn name is. They're going to try to keep them two, and then try to get someone big. They're going to have to do something. Some of these teams are going to end up being desperate. I think Miami's definitely one of them. I think the Wizards are definitely one of them. I think Utah's going to be building up. I think the Nets got so many damn picks. Watch out for the Nets. They got so many picks, and I think these teams are going to be more parity in the NBA in the near future because these low teams now they're going to have so many picks. Now they pick correctly and not spend absorbent amount of money on 2 or 3 guys who are maxed out because that's going to affect your future. When you pick a Durant and a Bradley Beal who's been hurt for in the last 8 years, and then before him you picked a Johnny Wall. So I mean, complete downfall. That was complete terrible ownership as well. Man, I thought I was going to be on an hour, man. We've been going, but this is great. I'm enjoying this. I can go on for hours, man.
Man, what's the next topic, man? What's the next?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Where can we go from here? So do you have like an early kind of finals preview matchup that you want to see, that the fans want to see?
You know what? I think I definitely want to see. I'm in the East. I definitely want to see the Celtics go against Cleveland. I definitely want to see. I'm looking forward to that. I think that has, especially around here in the Boston area, I think that's going to be great. I think that's going to go.
Yeah, they had a couple good games this season.
Yes,
and high scoring games.
And Cleveland got their number, so I'm looking forward to that. On the West Coast right now, OKC. I mean, they are. There's different levels. I think they're on that top level, and now they're getting. They done destroyed Memphis, so now they're going to be well rested. I mean, I don't want to. I like my Lakers, man, but OKC looks like it. I think it's going to be their year.
I mean, I don't think it's the Lakers issue. I think any team that plays Thunder right now are in for their money because I mean, if the Warriors advance, which I think they did, I think they have one more game left in that series. Curry can't do it all by himself against that Thunder team, man.
And Golden State. I mean, Draymond Green is a phenomenal defensive player, but he and Moody are not going to handle OKC's depth and height inside. It ain't going to happen. And it ain't going to happen. And it ain't going to happen. And the fact is, too, Oklahoma City has home court advantage for the rest of the playoffs. Another dark in their cap or whatever you want to call it. So I think Oklahoma City. Again, I'm disappointed in my Lakers. But Oklahoma City, man, they just got it all.
Yeah, as a fan, I still have faith in my Lakers, man. I mean, we're back in LA, we're back in home. Hopefully we swing the tide to back to Minnesota and then beat them and then bring it back to LA for game. Would it be game 7? Yeah, it'll be game 7 in LA, right? Yeah. If that were to happen. But no, I mean, we take it game by game with that one. But I mean, there's so many teams that I mean, I would like to see a Cavs and Thunder finals. Cavs and Thunder will work, man. Would feed families, man. The Cavs and Thunder, the way they went back and forth, both those season matchups, in the season. I think the first game the Cavaliers beat them 129 to 118. I think it was a high scoring game. That would feed families, man. That finals.
I think you're right. The only thing I don't think, maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think that's going to be like the eye test. Of course, they were like Lakers and Celtics because that's tradition. So you got two teams who are not really traditional getting into the finals. That might be good in a way. In a way, I don't know how that's going to relate to national television. I don't know. But I guarantee you, those who haven't seen SGA, he is a. I watch him. I don't know how he does what he does. I'm flabbergasted because he does
He does it.
whatever.
He does it like he
The
does it
foul
like
line extended, just can't do nothing with him.
he
Can't
does
do
it
nothing
like
with him.
he does it like it's nothing. Like no effort, effortless.
He's one of a kind. You know what I mean? And he again, I like him the fact because again, he's humble, very very humble. Plays both sides of the ball. You don't hear him cussing out the referees. Again, I'm a referee. You don't hear him cussing out the referees. He just plays the game.
Yeah, like he's mad funny too. Like one game he was like the reporter asked him what's like he's like what's consistent? He was like man my whole life consistent.
Right. And know what's another key too?
Yeah,
His teammates love him.
they do.
Now
They do.
a lot of players. We already know Bulls did not like Michael Jordan. We know the Lakers definitely didn't like Kobe. God bless his soul. We know that. You know what I mean? I don't recall many teams liking LeBron, but SGA is one of them people that his teammates gravitate. You don't hear nobody talking. He's humble, phenomenal player, but he's one of the people. He's one of the game. Just that he happens to have way more talent than everybody, but he's one of the people. I think that goes a long way as well.
Yeah. But no, like I definitely think we're in a good spot for the playoffs. Like definitely we're gonna get into the second round. We'll know the teams by like the end of the week for the second round matchups. But I mean, hopefully Lakers win tonight. Get past to game 5. Wait, so it's in LA tonight. It goes a minute. So it goes back and forth, right? So
Yeah,
it's in LA,
Minnesota, back to LA.
back to LA.
LA was a 3 seed. So
Yeah, 3 seed. Yep. But yeah. Like, do you have any other topics you want to discuss, man? I think we covered everything.
well, hey, people might be bored watching us right now, but you got to come on my show next.
Yeah, man. I do. Just want to make an announcement. Like, I do have an article that's posted on my new website now. If y'all want to go check it out, it's on my new my podcast website page. It should be posted, and then I'll check on that to see if it is. But ConMan, I mean, where can they find you at, man? Where can the viewers find you at on your show?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for I've been stalking you, but for inviting me on your show. Number one, I wish you nothing but the best of luck with your new podcast. I think it's going to be great. I think you're going to do fantastic as well. People can view me. I am on the Sports Wave Network. I'm very happy to be there. I have great producers, Key Williams and Koo McCain. My show is live on Friday evenings, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And my show is called Sports Corner with the ConMan. And, the platform that I have is I do sports as well as entertainment also. And the network has allowed me to do that. So I'm honored to have some phenomenal guests. I've had the great Sam Jones on my show. I've had so many great guests that I'm honored to be able to interview them. You know what I mean? And it's a pleasure. And I enjoy what I do. So you can check me out Fridays live at 5 p.m. on the Sports Wave Network. Again, I thank you for having me on your show. I can't wait to come back. I can't wait for you to come on my show. And again, I wish you nothing but success.
Yeah, man. Like, it was a good show, man. And we got some commenters in the chat, which I like. So yeah, like every episode, don't be afraid to pop a comment in the chat, and they'll put up and like we'll discuss it. Thank you, Karma MC, for commenting, and definitely like and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, there'll be more. I mean, I'd love to have you on for other episodes, man. You hear that good insight, and then aspects that the average listener that doesn't get to see. So that's a blessing to have. But yeah, like let me know when you're on live and on your show, and I'll be glad to hop on your show, man. But yeah, I just want to say like the article is up now on my website, so if you want to go check that out, everyone. It's behind the podcast or behind the scoreboard podcast.blog. That's the website. I put it in the chat for y'all to look at. It's about the draft and Shedeur Sanders. So if you want to check that out, feel free to. But I'll drop the website Beyond the Score. All right, I'm gonna post it right now for y'all to look at. And yeah, that is the website. So if y'all want to check it out real quick, and later on, feel free to give me some feedback on it. And then, but yeah, I'm trying to be consistent with the show, so I'll keep you updated on the next episode drop. But yeah, ConMan, man, it's been a pleasure, man, like always, brother.
Well, again, thank you for having me, y'all who's tuning in. Support my man right here. He's doing a great thing, so support him as much as you can.
All right, man. Well, that was a good show, almost 2-hour show.
I know,
man. Time for me to get some lunch, man.
Me too.
all right. all right. Well, with that being said, I'm Jordan, the host of the podcast, Behind the Scoreboard Podcast, and we got ConMan. And then, with that being said, we're out.